Well, hello, and welcome to another lesson of the Focus on Contentstack course. I am Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator. As always, there's my email address, marcelo@headlesscreator.com. Feel free to reach out to me, send me any questions you want. I will try to answer them as quickly as I can. Today, I'm going to show you how to work with the publish queue in Contentstack. It's a fairly simple section of Contentstack, but it's actually pretty powerful where you can see what's going on with your content. But before we do that, as always, you know how this works. I'm going to tell you real quick about headlesscreator.com. Go register if you haven't yet. It's free, 100% free. Once you register, you have access to not only Focus on Contentstack course, but a whole bunch of other courses. So you can see the content modeling. As many of you know, I'm a content modeling geek. I love doing lots of content modeling. So go register. You'll have access to tons of lessons in there. There's a bunch of other Headless CMS courses in there that discover headless tech, and I'm about to launch within that. I'm about to launch an interview section when we have a first interview to talk about personalization with Andy Kaiser. So definitely register there. If you go under courses, upcoming lessons, you can see everything that's coming up. Again, if you haven't registered, please register. I'm trying to reach 1,000 registered users by the end of the year, and I'm getting there. I'm on track to make that, but I need your help. Anyway, yeah, so go do that. I really do appreciate it. And as you know, that's it for the marketing side of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and restart the intro here because the on-demand version doesn't have any marketing at all in there. It'll be a nice clean version in there. So I'm going to go ahead and restart the intro, and I will see you back in just 20 seconds. Well, hello, and welcome to another lesson of the Focus on Contentstack course. I am Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator. As always, there's my email address, marcelo@headlesscreator.com. Feel free to reach out to me, send me an email. If you have any questions, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to type them in the comment box. I'll try to answer them for you. This is, of course, for the live audience. For those of you watching on demand, well, then, of course, you can't type it in. So anyway, today I'm going to talk to you about the publish queue in Contentstack. And what is it? Why do you need to know about it, and how to use it? So why don't we go ahead and get started? And what I'm going to do is show my screen here. So I want to start out basically by telling you real quick what is the publish queue. Whenever you send something to get published in Contentstack, it actually goes to the queue, and then there's a process that queue goes through. So when you do bulk publishing of assets or entries, it is sent to this queue and it goes through this process. Now, of course, it happens really quick. And most of the time, by the time you go to the publish queue in Contentstack, you will see it already published. But in general, it's good for you to understand the process that it goes to. So here I put together, and this is in Miro board, and this is available in the bonus section of the Focus on Contentstack course. You will find it there. If you're not registered, register, and you can get it there for free. But basically, in the publish queue, you're going to see either entries that you published, or you're going to see assets that you published or unpublished. Once you hit publish or unpublished, it enters the queue. It goes in queue, then it's pending, so it's trying to get published. Then it goes in progress, meaning that, okay, we're going to go ahead and start the publishing process. Then it'll transfer from that to one of these statuses right here, or it'll be failed. Obviously, it didn't publish. Canceled, meaning that you were able to cancel the publishing, or deleted. You can actually you deleted that entry or that asset, and it'll say, oh, it's been deleted because it was set for publishing, but you deleted it. So it's going to enter the publish queue, go in queue. It'll go into pending. It'll start the progress, and then it'll go from here to one of these, or it'll tell you that it failed, canceled, or you deleted it. Now, The statuses that you can see in the publish queue, let me go a little bit larger. For just regular entries and assets, it's either going to be published or unpublished, right? You published it immediately, like now, or you unpublished it now. Or you scheduled it for later. You scheduled the publishing or you schedule the unpublishing, right? That's when you go into the entry of the asset. I'm going to show you this in a minute. Also, if you're working with releases, when you schedule a release to be deployed, it's going to be either deployed or scheduled to be deployed. In other words, you deployed it now or you scheduled for it to be deployed. So those are the statuses you're going to find in the queue. So that gives you the whole overview of the queue and the different kinds of statuses you can find in there. What I want to do is I want to jump into Contentstack here. Let me refresh to make sure we're good. And I'm going to take a quick sip of my water. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'll get back to you. I'll try to answer them as quickly as possible. But here we are in Contentstack, and you can see that we have content here, and I've got two content types, article and author, nothing fancy here. But right up here, you see the publish queue. So I opened it in a different window so we can do something with content types and then go to the queue. But basically, when you click on the publish queue, you're going to see this, and here's the publish queue itself. So let me review a little bit of the interface, and I've got my agenda here. I want to make sure I got everything covered here so far. So far we're good. Okay, so interface-wise, starting from the top here, here's where you can say what date range you want to see the publish queue. So not only do you get to see what's happening right now, but you can go back in time. So you can see you can do today, yesterday, last 7 days, last 30 days, this past month, or this month, last month, and then a custom range, which opens up particular, so you can say, hey, I want to see from the 7th to today, apply. And now it's showing me anything that happened from the